right, I think we live. We live. We are live, and yeah. So good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Friday edition of the Unlimited Truth. And Faded Blaze and Jay Con. I see that y'all are here early, but guys, today is a day of celebration. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk all the shit in the world. Y'all might even see a different side of day of the day. We got the alcohol popping. And, it's we gonna have a wonderful show. Why? Because after 20 months ago in January 2021, when Phil put out a tweet so powerful, Sony immediately lost $20 billion, right? So after 20 months of going back and forth with every regulator getting approved, finally the Jim Ryan's home country finally bent the knee, finally said, all right, they couldn't fight anymore, finally threw in the towel, and now Xbox officially owns Activision, Blizzard and King. And man, oh man, oh man. And the meltdowns were hilarious. Yes, Slick Slayer victory. Yes, fatality for you Mortal Kombat fans. Even though Mortal Kombat's under WB right now, but still. Oh, what a great day! Yes, Xbox All In, just a great day.
Ooh, we got good people here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. The chat. I could tell this is going to be one of those days where I'm going to be behind on the chat because they're already starting already. And that's a wonderful thing.
And one of our guys, Shisno Elite, that's a badass dude. He pull up on the slick a lot of times. Like Shisno is famous for when people started bringing on garbage ass people like Jason Schreier and things like that, and we enjoying the show. And all of a sudden, Jason Schreier popped up, and I'm looking at the chat, and Shisno Elite said, "I'm out." I'll never forget that. It's just not worth our time, man. When we know garbage people are out there. I don't have time to listen to that.
Yep. That's because it's a lot of nonsense, a lot of stupidity. But here's the thing, Zink. It all came together, and it's finally done. Listen, we've been saying that Xbox won the generation since the Bethesda deal.
Yes.
Now at this point, they're just flat out killing Sony.
Yes.
Let's be real. They're just flat out killing the PlayStation brand. And I know publicly Phil's gonna do his nice guy routine. Hey, when games are on all platforms, we all play together, yada yada yada. But you know that in the back, that behind the scenes, they're celebrating as well. And Phil strikes me as the type who celebrates now, and he's gonna be back to work Monday.
Hey, you know what? You know how you told him the truth about that Unlimited in the documentary? You remember how they said they will huddle around that one computer, that one laptop, and they said Sony just announced the price of $600, and these jokers popping bottles. Of course, they're cheering. And what's up to Garcia? Who else? Deploy jumped in here. Dr. Vaca, Anthony Chickmunk. Let's go, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey. So how should we start this? How should we start this? Oh,
any way that you want to do it today, because it's all about excitement today, baby.
And right, we celebrating.
All right. So, oh man, there's just so much that we could do. We could start with the hilarious rants. The hilarious videos.
Yes.
Let's give our chat a good laugh. Let's start.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's start. Let's start with this. All right. This is going to be a 1.5-minute clip. I got to show you this because I saw this before the show. I'm not even sure who this dude is. I just know he's a PlayStation fan, and he about to say some funny stuff in this 1.5 minutes. So let's listen.
We pay $70.
Y'all could hear it, right?
Yes, I hear it.
It's free. So we got to see how this shit plays out. That roundtable that they're going to do over there at Microsoft and Activision, it's going to be brutal to sit through another one of them, and they start saying this is going to Game Pass, day one, Game Pass. And then PlayStation fans, again, I'm telling y'all how this shit going to happen. You guys are going to look stupid because you're going to pay for it every year, and they're going to get it for free. You're paying for their free ticket.
Hey, so far he ain't lying.
No, he isn't.
He ain't lying.
They're going to be not only funding that, but the next acquisition as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Daya. And that's why he's so disappointed. That's why he sounds so melancholy and depressed right now. Because they now Zink, Daya, and Tuck and chat, people like him they can't deny. See, what they were doing for years, the last 2 years, was denying reality. When the CMA stepped in, the CMA blocked the Activision deal. It's dead. Y'all remember those videos, right? Because I sure do.
Oh yeah.
Right. So for the last 20 months, they've been ignoring reality, but now it's come full circle, and now they can't do nothing. Now they reached the point where they can't lie to their audience. And here comes the even better part to this.
Hold on, before you start, let's start off with Deploy. He talks a lot of shit at 6:04 p.m. Ponies are losing it. Go ahead, push start.
Yep. All right. So here's the really good part where he comes. This is his quote unquote solution in a minute.
That's
why I'm saying, we got shooters on the way.
Stop the cap.
Hold on, it gets better.
Call of Duty fans off of Call of Duty. Let me just be real smart about this. Let me be articulate, so I have no more questions from the chat or from the panel. Getting people off of Call of Duty is the major priority for PlayStation. If they're not off of Call of Duty in 10 years, if they have not migrated to something else in 10 years, then they will migrate to Xbox in 10 years. They will be even more invested in Call of Duty in 10 years, and they will migrate. If PlayStation fans do not stop buying Call of Duty, obviously this is a big, major W for Microsoft. The highest selling game will be celebrated by Microsoft. And guess who would have gotten them there? The PlayStation gaming community. I have to say this 3 times because I don't think any of you guys understand. When Microsoft, during the next NPD, talks about the highest selling game, they can celebrate Call of Duty because it is now their game. But most of the sales will have came from PlayStation.
I love that shit, man. I absolutely just love it. I get a kick out of this, man. What made me love stuff like that is this idea that here they go again with this endless hope. I don't know where it came from. Zinc, where somehow these PlayStation dudes they just swear that Sony's gonna release a new SOCOM or something, and it's gonna somehow topple. Yeah, and it's going to topple the best-selling game the last 15 years in a row.
Hey, Unlimited, allow me please to go first, and it's just going to be one sentence.
Okay.
I called him in a lie. He said it's their game. That's not Colin Moriarty said. Colin Moriarty said that's not your game. Go ahead.
Yeah, and here's the funny part, man. Yeah, once again, these guys and somebody said that's JTech TV. Thank you for letting me know. That tells you I don't watch these dudes. So I had no clue who he was. But yeah, so JTech TV here, man. So he come out and once again, like all the PlayStation fans, for some reason they have this unwavering confidence where apparently Sony's just going to put out the next big multiplayer hit, and PlayStation fans are going to all of a sudden gravitate towards that and abandon Call of Duty. Here's the thing, JTech, and I should have put this on screen sooner, but I'm gonna do it right now. There are millions of PlayStation owners who only play Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Hold on, I'm about to put it on screen. Sorry about that, guys. But I want y'all to see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear Dia because I know she full of it today.
Oh yeah, I know. I can't.
And Tuck too. Hey, I want to hear what happened at the water fountain, Unlimited, at Tuck's job.
Oh, that's right. That's right. His coworkers.
I'm gonna get you stoned on that one here in a minute.
Yeah, over a million PlayStation users do nothing but play Call of Duty. You know what that means, PlayStation fans? That means that the moment next Call of Duty. Hey, Sega man, I sent you a link so you could join whenever you want, man.
Yes.
But you know what that means, PlayStation fans? That means that the next Call of Duty, when it's day one on Game Pass, those millions of gamers on PlayStation that's been playing Call of Duty on PlayStation because they've been paying for content on Xbox. You know what they're going to do? Oh, they're going to jump way. It's not going to be 10 years. It's going to be 10 months.
Thank you.
That's
what I wanted to say.
Yeah. All right, it's gonna be 10 months when Call of Duty 2024 is day one on Game Pass, and y'all gonna see the big jump. The big decline. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. The big decline, right? The big decline coming next year, where the Call of Duty people jump to Xbox to play on Game Pass day one, and Jim Ryan, who told y'all before he quit Sony as CEO, was telling y'all, he warned y'all, we can't survive without Call of Duty. The dark age. You thought the dark age of PlayStation was in 2006 when they announced the console at $600? Oh no, PlayStation guys. Well, the dark age is now because y'all don't got Bethesda games. Nope. Y'all gonna be paying for Call of Duty games that, and by the way, many of them are gonna jump from PlayStation to Xbox, and then the ones who don't, y'all still gonna buy it. It's still gonna be one of the best selling games on PlayStation, and all while losing out on the revenue that they were getting from these exclusivity deals, because those deals are dead by next year. So what we're seeing here, so you're gonna get less games. By the way, this is why Sony raising their price more than everybody, because they got to make up money somewhere, because they know they don't got the Call of Duty money. Their exclusives don't sell like that, as Tug always put for years. Their exclusives don't sell like that. So now they got to raise the price of PlayStation VR and have a higher price version of the next PlayStation Slim models and what else?
$40 on PSN.
Hiking the price of the subscription model, because that money's got to come from somewhere. Money that don't grow on trees, and money they don't get from you, because you PlayStation fans, and the numbers are out there, show that y'all are playing Xbox games, Call of Duty and Minecraft. Xbox games, that's what y'all like. So it's a big thank you. And with that, I'm gonna pass the mic over to the Queen of Green, the First Lady of Chat, Dea.
Hey, real quick, let's hook up Six Slayer on this $4.99.
That's right. Thank you, Six Slayer. You said I had too many green, blue Hawaiians to count. But these clowns have me looking crazy, laughing poolside.
Hey, Six Slayer, man, chill. You enjoying you're doing what all of us want to do. You have your feet up, sipping on a Mai Tai, eating some macadamia nuts over there in Hawaii. You chilling the most on Jason Voorhees afternoon. Hey, in fact, Six Slayer, go to Anau Bay, because they've renamed it Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes, it's been a murder, and it's Sony. Okay.
And so, Dea, let me start off, and let me ask you. So we know the big news today, Dea, is that it's done. All right.
Yes.
The fighting really, it wasn't really a fight. It was just more standard practice. It's just the first time the gaming community really saw what goes on behind the scenes with major acquisitions. Right. So I'm gonna use the term fighting anyway, because Jim Ryan was flying around the world. He used the last of Sony's budget to stop this Activision deal, and he failed. He failed so bad that he's quitting now before they fire him. But let me ask you this, Dea. What Activision Blizzard games you think will hit Game Pass first?
I think Call of Duty. I think they're going to get the backlog, because I think they saw the reaction to just putting the service back up. I think you guys remember that. I don't know how long ago that was, about a month ago or so, but they had all those servers come up, and all these people flocked into these servers just to play the old Call of Duties. I think Call of Duty will be one of the first that they put on there. I think the older the games are, they might put those games in backwards compatibility to where they have to clean it up a bit and kind of get the controls better. So I think that one might take a little bit longer, but something like the old Call of Duties, they already saw that's been tested. So I think those will be the first ones.
Yeah. And also, how do you think this acquisition changes the landscape of gaming?
Oh gosh, I actually think it's a big shift. Xbox becoming first off, before even getting ABK, you could see that Xbox was dragging the rest of the industry along. Nobody.
Dea, please speak on that.
Oh,
are you
that
kidding
was an
me?
Excellent quote. Wow, that was good. Repeat that, Dea.
Yes.
Okay, Microsoft is dragging the rest of the industry along because Sony, being in the position it was in, was trying to hold the industry in place. That was where they were comfortable. But Xbox was like, no, we're paving our own way through this. Just like
let me jump on you right there, because you skipped a segment. They're dragging us along. They were paving a way. Sony was holding everything in place, including their affiliates, saying Sony doesn't need to go to E3. Sony is the market leader.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't need to
right.
go to
Yeah.
all of these shows. Meanwhile, Microsoft was giving us something to watch at E3, at Gamescom, at the Tokyo Game Show. They were giving us something to view when Sony was trying to lay low because they had no money, and IGN and everybody else, Kind of Funny Games, are saying Sony doesn't need to go. They're the market leader, blah, blah, blah. Take off, Dia.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that Microsoft has already been behaving like they are the new market leaders. Okay. And this is undeniable because now everybody's getting on it. Acquisitions. You think people was waking up to acquisitions just recently? No. Xbox saw what was happening. They weren't the first, but they saw the writing on the wall, and they're the first to make big acquisitions. Even Tencent and Embracer wasn't making acquisitions the way Xbox was.
Mhm.
They made ripples throughout the industry. Okay, Microsoft is always defining new things. Whether, and I say Xbox as I look at it, all of them, all of the aspects of Xbox. That one idea is prevalent in all their divisions, everything that they own. Okay, so and Xbox is no different. When it came time for them to start making acquisitions, they was like, oh, the heck with studios. I mean, I think they started out with that a little bit, but they're like, no, we're going for the publisher. That's just something you didn't see very often.
Yes.
And they're going from one to the next to the next. And now I'm hearing they were caught over there. Again, another picture of Phil and Sarah over there with Sega. They are like finessing Sega like unlike anything I've ever seen. So I'm just saying, keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, I agree on that. I agree on that, yeah.
Let's say this with Sega. And here, those people like Kind of Funny Games, IGN, and all of the Sony fans, they say, we don't want consolidation. Well, consolidation keeps teams afloat. Okay,
yes.
Sega's not that strong right now. They need a little bit of a push. I even showed my mother, Sarah Bond, and she had them green Jordans on. I know you saw them.
Yeah, they were clean.
Those high heel green shoes. It looked like Dorothy's red shoes. Her and Toto. You know, those mothers was shining, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead, dear.
Yeah, 1 second, Daya. Manuel A1, thank you for the $10. He said, "Hold it down, y'all. Happy ABK Day to the thanks other Zinc for praising Redfall. The other day, that 60 frames per second update dropped. I finally tried it and fell in love. My game of the year. That 30 frames was dog shit.
It's smooth as butter, and it even made it look better. I don't know how. I was like, this game feels so good. It feels great, guys.
Yeah. Hey, let me get at. Let me get at email. Go ahead, sir.
This one that I'm gonna bring up about the Sega deal, and I want y'all to think about this real good. Now, don't forget, Sega took a big hit when PlayStation did they dirt on them. Okay, you remember that years ago. So what make you think that, hey, if Sega turn around and sell to Microsoft, you know what? I was thinking about this other doggone day. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If they sell that company to Microsoft, they doing this because Sony deserves it. After all that bullshit they put them through back in the damn day.
Tuck, you don't think Sega isn't celebrating right now? They probably pop champagne bottles the moment they heard this happen.
Tell it, dear.
You know what? Sega's sitting right next to that phone, like a girl missing her boyfriend. That's what Sega doing. They like, did Phil call back yet?
Hey, Unlimited, or like that dude that messed up and called a girl. A guy said, "I'm a girl," and he's sitting by the phone looking at us like, "Oh no, I hope I didn't blow this. I thought we were gonna go to the movies Friday." Hey man, but let me endorse Emmanuel A1. That's another dude. He's super fire also, man. Along with the people in this chat, but dude, it's Sega along with Dia when she had that outstanding comment last week on Microsoft not really wanting to kill Sega, just like T Reaper said, they want them in the hold and then pull them out and say, hey, we're allowing you to live. You know, Sega, I don't think they'll buy Sega. Of course, I want them to buy everything, but I don't think they'll buy Sega. They'll just have everything from Sega coming in the Game Pass to help Sega along. Like the EU, CMA don't know that they really helped Ubisoft a lot because they were struggling.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have an
Big time.
added, they have a extra avenue of revenue. So now they just put them on the map, and Microsoft allowed them. And Bobby Kotick said something very critical today on CNBC. He said Microsoft truly wants something like a global business, and they really out to help everyone, and they working well with people,
I agree.
with communities. And this is what Bobby said. He may be a bad guy, but he's a very good businessman, unlike Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan is a
Yeah.
business.
I agree with that.
Well,
Bobby Kotick is a good businessman. Even if you don't like him,
he been there forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what happened towards the end of his tenure, is unfortunate, especially to the woman who killed herself. But which, by the way, let's not forget the reason why they were even sold at the beginning was all the internal turmoil.
Correct.
I know throughout all this, the support to death people who really never gave a damn about the developers completely look over this. But there's going to be a cultural shift for Activision, Blizzard, and King going forward under the Xbox Phil Spencer leadership as well. Well, Bobby Kotick been there forever. He's been there forever.
Yeah,
too.
let me shout out Hebot too, because I know Hebot was very, very proud. Man, Bobby Kotick also during that CNBC meeting, he referenced Pitfall, River Raid, and Kaboom. Bro, if I ever see those 3 games, hey, look, people that know my gamer tag, you're gonna see me on those 3 games, dude, a lot.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
And speaking of Hebot, it is his birthday today, so quick happy birthday to our brother Hebot.
Happy birthday, Hebot.
That's crazy.
You're getting younger. I hope you hear this.
Tuck, the Tuck. Am I tripping or did Tuck cut off there?
No, I'm still here.
Let's go.
Okay. Maybe it was some of mine, but yeah, just want to shout out to Hebot if he joins or not. Hopefully he will make it. But yeah, happy birthday to our brother Hebot. But back to it. Tuckmaster. Today. Hey, wait, Dave, you had anything else to add before I move on?
Nope, you can move on.
Yeah, Deal was on the roll. Okay, all right, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Tuckmaster. Man, so you of all people, I'll say this. One thing I always love about Tuckmaster, guys, is that he's been Mr. Consistency. You could go back to his YouTube video from 7-8 years ago, and he had the exact same catchphrase then he has now. So Tuck, I know that a day like today, you couldn't miss. You couldn't miss out on. So let me get your thoughts, man. What are your thoughts on how do you think that this acquisition is changing the gaming landscape? And what do you think is going to go on from here on out now that Xbox owns 2 of the biggest publishers in all of gaming?
Well, I tell you right now, to me, as long as they put PlayStation out of business, I don't give a damn what they do. As long as they put them some guns out of business. I mean, I just being truthful because today, dude, the ponies are still dreaming and still hoping. I had 3 people call me today.
Oh my God.
And Alizé, to your credit, and to everybody's credit here, I was gonna go ahead and just take it easy with him today. I was.
You wasn't gonna stamp on that grave, huh? I'm sorry.
Say it again.
I said you wasn't gonna tap dance on that grave, huh?
No, I wasn't gonna tap dance on that grave until they mentioned up. One thing I can say about Sony, they do have good marketing, when it comes down to their hardware. After that, I went off. I told him, I said, dude, let me ask you this. What the hell is the software got to do with y'all software sales? Y'all are not buying y'all games. I said, Jim Ryan said that in April and May. He said it's good that y'all have all these consoles buying, but y'all not buying no games.
Shout out to Brazil.
So all of a sudden, I shut him up. I said, he said, well, what you talking about? I said, look, the biggest game that y'all had that they paid money to make an exclusive off their system, to make it exclusive on their system, it did not sell. And you know what, Final Fantasy 16, it did not sell. Bottom line, 3 million. He said, ain't nothing wrong with 3 million. I said, well, I'll put it like this. Wasn't nothing wrong with 3 million like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you talking about that game probably cost them $200 million to make.
Hey, Tuck, and this and like 100 say, it's like smoke and mirrors. And because you know what, Tuck, if they sold 3 million, that'd be almost good. But we saw what DN Unlimited a few weeks later, they were praising Phil Spencer at some show, giving them Final Fantasy 14, this MMO game or whatever.
Right.
They don't. Their culture doesn't praise American culture like that. Because seriously, they're still pissed at Hiroshima and Nagasaki in that war that they brought us into. That was in our international marketing books. That regime won't die off until those people die off and they don't teach their kids to hate America. So for them to say something that profound in an open setting to feel an American is
the whole
enormous.
good thing about that, they brought that new guy in.
And he's younger, by the way.
And he's going to change the landscape of Square Enix.
And because he know that they lost money at Square.
Dude,
Go ahead,
look at all the exclusives that they lost. I mean, for Spoken, that game wasn't no good. They closed down the doors on the studio. You sell all your IPs the 10 cents. Come on now. I mean, that just only left you with the Final Fantasy. They only left them with Final Fantasy. That's the only game that I know that they can make that should be making good money. But the thing better is, the guy went on there and said, "Well, no, Sony gonna give us money. We gonna make this damn game an exclusive to the PlayStation."
I think it was that CEO. That guy was old. I don't think he liked the American companies and stuff. And I think he would have let Square go down into the drain if it meant
I think he would have too. I'm with you on that, Dale.
And I think he was forcefully ousted. And that's why I think happened to him. I think he was forced out. And then they replaced him because
they had to get rid of him.
They had to. Otherwise, I told you that I didn't think Square would make it out of this gin, and they wouldn't if they would have stayed doing what they were doing.
And to back up what they had just said, y'all, let's not forget, late last year, Square Enix said that the Japanese market is just not sufficient enough. They need to reach a global audience, and a global audience does not mean keep doing exclusivity deals with Sony. The global audience means that we need Xbox money now, and this new CEO, that this seems like that was the first thing he did.
Yeah,
it was smart.
But let me ask you this, y'all. And see, this would really burn me up. This would really burn me up when I talk to all these guys today. And this would really burn me up. They're gonna say, well, Microsoft might be running a monopoly by getting all these companies. I said, well, let me ask you this. I said, what the hell was Sony doing back in the damn day when they was buying all these damn publishing rights and all that shit? The same damn thing.
Yeah, at this point, Tuck, whenever somebody throws the monopoly word at me, I'm just going to throw a dictionary in their face.
Thank you.
Because apparently nobody knows what a monopoly means anymore. Because Xbox is not even remotely close to 90% of the market.
No.
Hey, let me answer Dr. Vaca. He said, if you talk to any Japanese Xbox person, even here, random YouTubers, that is not true of the thing. I think he's talking about the culture, but
I agree. I think there's a lot they do but they're younger. They're the younger Japanese that like America a lot. You know.
Yeah, like I had this one guy that's been on my friends list for 20 years. His name is Tuck, and he's from Japan, and we could barely understand each other. And the younger people almost don't care. But the older people, you better believe it, they care. And they had an interview, Ryan McCaffrey's lucky ass interviewed Phil Spencer, Seamus Blackley, Peter Moore, and there was somebody else there. And they were talking about how Japan sabotaged 360 boxes. Mm-hmm. They were sabotaged. Dude,
wow.
Hey man, we had great professors, and that stuff is 100% accurate and authentic. Their culture, they even have a monument of the bomb hitting Nagasaki and Hiroshima in this huge like dome place where people visit. But younger people say, hey man, we got to move on. But the older people, it's just like older people here, man. It's no different, but they do not like us here. It's like I had a Camaro fully loaded when I was in college, that car cost my parents. Since I was a student, I got $4,000 off, so it was 13,500. That due to tariffs, that same exact car in Japan would be $36,000. It was this one Japanese guy. He saved all his life just to buy a Cadillac in Japan because that's how much it would be. But those are tariffs, but it's such a barrier for American products to get over there. Even when it was Motorola, they put they weren't really going to let Motorola in Japan. Bill Clinton said, "Okay, we're not going to buy any more rice from you guys until you start playing fair." Hey, it was like, "Hey man, we were just playing, we were just bullshitting. Nah, we were just fucking around, And that's how you have to deal with them. If you don't give something to us, just a little, we're gonna shut you down too." But no, that's
you got a good point there. You got a good point because where did all this stuff started from? Microsoft was going to go out and play fair. They were going to go out and play fair with Star.
They're still playing fair.
But they wasn't going to play fair, so Microsoft said the hell with it.
Wait, how's Microsoft? Oh, you're saying Sony wasn't playing fair?
No, yeah, Sony wasn't playing fair.
Okay, my bad. So I was about to say Microsoft ain't doing nothing wrong.
No,
listen. I can't go to the Zink's house and tell him what to do with his Cadillac because I don't own the damn thing, and that's how it is with Microsoft and the properties they own.
Yeah.
All right. I get it, PlayStation fanboys. Y'all used to Sony renting everything because Sony thought a strategy that worked in 1995 when they were paying for games like Tomb Raider and Resident Evil off the Sega.
I remember
Saturn.
that.
Yeah, they thought that strategy was going to work against a company like Microsoft for some reason. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's their fault. That's their fault for wasting millions upon millions on games they don't own that PlayStation fans did not buy, and now Xbox is once again swooping in and saving the gaming world.
See, Dare and Tuck, Unlimited is going against his boy Colin Moriarty because Colin Moriarty said, "I like Sony's strategy. They just invest in companies instead of just outright owning them." Yeah, all right. Thanks.
Microsoft does both. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask y'all this.
Colin Moriarty is the type to invest in his wife while another guy's smashing.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Go ahead and pay for her college, man.
You remember some years ago when Microsoft wanted to help Square Enix out to make Tomb Raider, and Sony didn't have anything to do with it. The only way they was going to do with Square Enix let they sell the IP. Microsoft came out and said, "No, we don't want to own the IP. We just want to help y'all make this game."
Oh, they were investing in Square Enix, making a business deal. What happened? Oh, that's right. When it came out that it was time exclusive, everybody in the gaming world hassled everybody at Microsoft and Square until they admitted that it was both time exclusive and coming to PlayStation. Listen, I've been telling them forever, Tuck. Last generation, Phil Spencer learned that there's no point in these third party deals. There's no point in trying to be and looking to what Sony did years ago and trying to match that. Just own it. Just own it because when now that he owns it, he could do whatever he wants. Because here's the thing. Here's the beauty of owning it. And remember what came out during the trial in November 2020.
Unlimited, you disappeared.
Hello?
Why couldn't you make that call? Oh, that's right.
Hey, Unlimited. Dial it back a few seconds. You disappeared on it for a second.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, just start back and then go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, like I was saying, that's right. I've been saying it forever, Tuck. Last generation, Phil learned that trying to match Sony and do what they do and investing in these companies that only for every single one of them to backfire was not the strategy. It's just better to own it because now that, as we found out during the trial in November 2021, Phil made the call to make every Bethesda game exclusive. And why can he do that? Oh, that's right, because he owns it. He couldn't do that when what's that game that the company that was doing So what's that dragon game that got canceled? Scalebound.
Still come.
Platinum Games. He couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't. He didn't know Platinum Games was spending $100 million they gave him from Scalebound on 8 other fucking games, most of which never came to Xbox. Right. So now, hey Dan. Hey, we heard Phil's coming to London to check on Ninja Theory just to see an update of Hellblade. That now he got the power to do all of that, right? And Sony does not have the capital to match that, and that's their fault. You know,
and I even got one worse than that, Colin. I even got one worse than that. Okay, there was a little game that was called Titanfall, and everybody remember Titanfall.
Yep.
What did Sony want to do? They just wanted to make it as a handheld. Microsoft's the one that forked the money up for them to make the game.
Yep.
They made the game. That game right there should have been exclusive. They should have just went there, made a deal with Microsoft, and make that a deal exclusive with Microsoft.
The first one was exclusive.
It was, but the whole thing should have been exclusive. Hey, we'll let.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Tuck, we'll let Dia elaborate on that after I ask her this question also, because it was Dia's best friend, Ryan McCaffrey, that was the leader in the charge of the Microsoft hate for making Tomb Raider exclusive. Go ahead, Dia. Talk about your boy.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. I was typing.
Dia, your friend, Ryan McCaffrey, he led the charge on the hatred of Microsoft making Tomb Raider exclusive when Microsoft put up the money to fund Tomb Raider, because they weren't doing so well at that point in time. But since Ryan McCaffrey is your boy, why don't you talk about that?
Well, I want to say this. Thank you to Ryan McCaffrey and all the others that taught Microsoft. You cannot rent to, because you know what? They'd still be doing that today, following after Sony, if that was the case, if it worked, because they probably would have had a great Scalebound game and other games. Or they would have had better relationships with certain studios. I mean, some studios did make good games for them, only to want to turn their back on Xbox to run off to PlayStation. So they learned. And you know what? That was a good lesson, because now Phil was like, the heck with renting, and the heck with you studios. We can't rely on you.
Correct.
We want to own everything now. And that means from the publisher down to the paperclip. We want to own it all. So what did they do? They started buying publishers. They started off with a few studios just to wet their palate to get things started. But now they're on a rampage, and people are crying and whining, talking about they're buying up the industry. Guess what?
Hey, and whose fault? And let me prove how that's Sony's fault that they're buying the industry. Let me prove how that's Sony's fault. When Phil found out that Sony was going to pay for a game called Starfield off of Xbox, he said, excuse my language, Daya. He said, fuck this, get my checkbook, hit up Nadala. We're not going to sit here and let Sony, fucking Sony run roughshod on us. We're Microsoft and Xbox, and he opened that bag up, and Todd, I bet Todd didn't even put up. I bet Todd was probably surprised. He was like, "Shit, I didn't even know this was an option, man." He's like, "Yeah," he's like, "Okay, I'm in." Right, and then since that moment, Phil had the same awakening we did. Where oh my god, we could buy publishers now.
Yes. And you know what? That anger. I think
hell, the chat was saying they need to buy Ubisoft. They need to buy. Go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, I want to say that is, I think that was the last straw. You know how you just have dealt with another.
I had enough.
He worked through all of the Xbox One, just trying to keep Xbox alive, because it was alive, because we learned from the whole ABK deal how Sony was trying to kill Xbox. They was not just trying to suppress them. They was trying to wipe them out.
Yeah, right? Hey, you know something, man? Hey, real quick, shout out to J-Rock for pulling up in the chat. If you think we ain't shit, this dude,
J-Rock, he
is a problem for Sony.
Welcome, J-Rock.
We could be a problem. Tool Man pulled up in here too. Radiance is back. But you know what? You guys are totally right. And also, Unlimited, I thought you were also going to finish up with that and go into the trial when they were in San Francisco. They pulled up in suits, everybody looking fire, and Phil Spencer said that is there again. You know? Go ahead, guys.
You know, and I just want to point that out. I just want to point that out. How so, listen, Sony are the victims of their own demise, basically.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because
You got that right.
yeah, because this is a company that was just hell bent on doing everything possible to harm Xbox as much as possible. And here's the thing, Phil was so clearly just trying to play nice for the longest. It is so obvious that Phil just wanted Xbox to do its thing, let Sony do their thing, let Nintendo do their thing, but Sony wasn't having it. And now Phil's like, okay, man, I got to show these dudes what's up. I could because listen. Now we reap the benefits of it because we get everything on day one on Game Pass now, and so like Sega man was saying in this hilarious video earlier, you know what I'm saying? We got it good. We got it. So listen, guys, who would have ever just 3 years ago? I would not have predicted that Xbox would have had Starfield, Call of Duty, Halo, Forza, just like these the biggest games.
Age of Empires.
Age of Empires, all on their same subscription service, while Sony is over there. Excuse me. While Sony is over there, hoping Spider-Man holds them together.
You know what? Those webs are breaking free. Ain't no way that thing is going to hold them up. And I'm going to say this: Microsoft is shoring up Game Pass in such a way. I remember people used to say, "Well, they don't have any child-friendly games." Look at that now. They got studios that can make.
They is coming out of a shell today.
Yes,
Dia is the problem.
I'm laying it all out. I'm
J-Rock out here.
I'm laying it all out. I'm not, we're not going to back down to these people, making threats. So we're not going to buy Activision Blizzard. Well, you know what? All the casuals that have bought your PlayStation 5s will do it. If they have to sell that thing in order to come over there to get an Xbox to get it on Game Pass, they're going to do it.
Yo, those casuals have no loyalty. I've seen loyalty. They went from Nintendo to PlayStation 2 to the 360 to the PS4. To the PS, they will jump in a heartbeat wherever their favorite game's at and most accessible at. And there's no easy accessibility for the biggest best-selling game every year than day one on Game Pass. Yeah, it's over. It's done. Like J-Rock said a few minutes ago, it's over.
It's over.
100%.
At this point, we got the dead body and we holding it up and trying to keep it alive. It's over. Okay.
out here playing Frankenstein on
right.
Man.
Yeah. Sewing that thing up, trying to make it look like it's alive. It's dead. Okay.
Hey y'all. Let me tell you a little story of what I did today. I went to Best Buy. I went to Best Buy. And I just went to Best Buy just for the heck of it because I'm just thinking about buying another PC. But that's gonna be on for a later date. I can't do it right now. But when I was back there in the Xbox section, man, I seen three people buy an Xbox. Buy the Xbox Series X.
When was
and
that?
Today.
I wanted to talk to those guys. You know what they said? They said, yeah, we heard. They said, yeah, we heard that Activision, we heard that Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no sense in us even having a PlayStation no more.
Yep. Hey,
wow.
People did that when they got Bethesda too. And, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget and see with my own eyes. Long time the Bethesda fans saying, "Yeah, I got the Xbox just to play Elder Scrolls and Starfield and all that stuff and whatever else was announced for Bethesda." Right. So yeah, it's a working strategy. There's a reason why that Xbox is more profitable than PlayStation as a brand. It's why it's valued more. It's why it's got the best service tuck. It's just that this is such a lot. I can't think of the equivalent of this level of a lopsided victory because Sony does literally nothing important right. I can't even say console sales. Because the Xbox sells like hotcakes now, right? So what does listen? If someone name anything PlayStation does that's better than Xbox? Because I sure as hell can't.
And it's like David Cohen over here. He jumps in at 6:42 p.m. The ABK deal is done, and I like it because of the salt content in almost all of Activision's old IPs: Call of Duty, Tony Hawk, Spyro, Crash games, and Activision will be on Game Pass, dude.
Just to name a few.
bro.
Just to name a few.
That's just to name a few.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
man,
litany of
I
things.
really hope whatever. I hope that they get in tech with their lawyers so that we could get some of these old Activision licensed games, man. If the X-Men Legends is ever on Game Pass, yo.
Oh man, you got me thinking. And you know what? Hasbro has already tried to contact Microsoft, kind of sending signals. Hey, they want them to kind of pick up their license. So imagine some new Transformer games.
Yeah.
Hey,
man.
And here we are, man. We praise J-Rock, because he's a complete rebel. And then he gonna take look at this shot he took at LeBron. Come on, man.
Hey, yo, hey, J-Rock. J-Rock, I got to tell this story. J-Rock, because when I was like 24, 25, my sister said the same thing, and I knew it was time to shave bald. And it was Christmas time, too. She embarrassed me on Christmas time, saying my hairline looked like LeBron. I was like, oh, my God.
No way. Oh, my gosh.
I love my sister to death, but she did me. I couldn't. I was done.
Hey, Unlimited, you should cut her ass out your will, dude. You know you don't have a big will because your ass over here raising gas prices up here in the Midwest with your fuzzy accountant you doing.
Hey, I gotta pay. Hey, Zink, I gotta pay for the Sony price increase somehow.
No, you gotta pay for those controllers that's lined your wall that we're envious of.
Oh yeah, hey man, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I got another controller coming on the way too.
Oh my gosh, J-Rock, I'm jealous. You took my list. You took my darn list. He got it all on there. Look at
Prototype, StarCraft, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That was a dope game, man. I played that with my kids.
I don't even see that comment. Oh, there it is.
6:45 p.m.
7:45,
yeah.
Go pulled up in the house.
I really want to ask everybody here. Okay, let me ask you this. Now we all know that Sony try to do like a little service thing, like Xbox and all that stuff. I mean, I always said they should have been doing this crap years ago. They should have been doing this years ago, but they gave up their crown jewel in Silcon. They gave up on Killzone. They gave up on a lot of these shooters that they should have still been putting in play. But I'm glad that they did, because Sony is all about themselves. They're not really about these developers. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They'll do something to turn around and make it where you say it's gonna be on Xbox, but they don't care about the industry.
They don't, because that's not always the best business for every company. I'm sorry, go ahead, Tuck.
Say it again.
I said it's not always the best thing for a company. They might need to spread everywhere, and Sony is preventing that, therefore harming a lot of these companies, studios, and publishers.
100%. And the guys in these people.
100%. Look what happened to Square Enix. I mean, look what happened to them. I mean, Final Fantasy 16, 3 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta add the context, Tuck, because around the time Final Fantasy 16 came out, I remember Sony put it out there. They were saying they sold or shipped 40 million PlayStation 5s. Right. So I just want to put it out there on how little the PlayStation audience cares about their quote unquote bangers and exclusives and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you could tell that they're hemorrhaging money because they're trying to compensate by nickel and diming their consumers all the way through. They're selling
They're botting their
And I'm going to add to that. I'm going to add to that, Colin. I'm going to add to that, Colin. What did the PlayStation people say? Oh, we got Final Fantasy 16 coming out. We got Final Fantasy 16 coming out. But did they buy it? No, they did not go out there and buy it. So I don't hear this stuff about what y'all think that y'all buying. You ain't buying Final Fantasy 16. You didn't buy it for smoking. So what's the deal? I mean, y'all talked all this crap that what y'all bought. I mean, you talk about all these consoles, but you didn't buy the software when you need to buy the software. And that's the reason why Square Enix is in the position that they're in now. They're in a real bad position. Because if I'm not mistaken, Colin, did they come out with, I mean, they're the one that came out with the Avengers game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how good did that do for the PlayStation? It didn't make no money until it came to what? The Game Pass.
But yeah, it had a revival when it hit Game Pass. But let me add to that, Tuck. Remember, they paid for Spider-Man to be off Xbox version of Avengers. Let's not forget that.
100%.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Hey, D, am I okay?
Yeah, you sound good now.
Dr. Vodka got me laughing.
Vodka's crazy.
He's talking about.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Xbox sounded like Soundwave.
Vodka is crazy,
Oh,
yo.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he-
Yeah, you
oh,
sound better. Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, you sound like Soundwave?
Yeah, he was botting bad. But
I
hey,
mean, I don't know, man. As far as I'm concerned, hey, I'm just ready for Sony to give it up. I'm ready for them to really die. I mean, the only thing they're gonna be able to go back to is single player games, and that ain't gonna do them no good. They got to go to services, and they service right now is doing, and they doggone service thing is doing something doggone bad right now. When are they gonna come out with a game? I mean, I'm hearing that they crushed Last of Us. That would be a multiplayer.
The Last of Us is done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it has much of a future.
think
They can't even get a multiplayer out for it. I don't see it really.
So what are they gonna do? I'm being serious. What are they gonna do?
They ain't gonna do nothing. They gonna
Where they can only make so much on their single player games. That ain't gonna survive long.
no, they're 60% of their future catalog are going to be multiplayer games that nobody's going to play. You know, listen,
Yeah.
PlayStation fans are not going to play that Helldivers 2 game that comes out
No.
soon.
Hey man, you know what? J-Rock is not that old. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Reboot Pitfall, he wasn't born. The OG action adventure game, I know you weren't born
Oh
when
wow, Pitfall. Yeah,
Adventure.
that takes me back.
Oh,
Adventure was on the Atari, dude. J-Rock, you not that old. No way. But if they made another adventure game, dude, I'm all in.
That would be awesome though.
Hey,
With Pitfall though.
Y'all Google adventure on Atari 2600. And we live that game, dude. It's such a terrible game.
Yeah, I mean, Activision has roots in pretty much the origins of games.
They
Yes.
do, man. They've been around for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very respected as a company as far as in gaming because they've been in it for so long. You know.
Yep. I mean, Zink was spending his allowance money on Pitfall, man. You
Bro.
can't beat that.
and then you got Adam Zink, and what's the name of that one guy who was he was a part of Gears of War one time? Zicky B, whatever his name is.
Cliffy B.
Okay, did he come out with a game for PlayStation?
Oh, that
Yeah.
was years ago, and it was called Lawbreakers, and it fell.
Okay,
Miserable.
what did it do? Nothing.
He tanked it because he talked trash about PlayStation versus Xbox,
Right.
and blew it. You know.
It blew it. And then all of a sudden he want to come back. No, Michael said, "No, man, you ain't come back. We don't need you."
Yeah. After that game fell, he did go on social media for a minute, trying to get his job back instead of just giving him a resume like a normal person. But yeah, and you know what? That when that happened, that did show me that Phil does not forget, you know, and the people that scorn him, he is not. I mean, have you noticed that all the companies that scorn Xbox One last generation is almost nowhere to be found?
They're
That's
not
right.
on the hit list. None of them was on the
showed
hit
not.
list.
Yeah.
So
And when's the last time you heard anybody talk about what's the name of that damn game? Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, that's who they really burned the bridge.
they weren't even on the hit list. None
Yeah,
of them
they
burned any of them that burnt Phil in that last gen was not even nowhere to be found. He never even picked up a phone and called them. Think about that.
Hey,
So-
Tuck, you asked. Am I brought
What,
again? Hey, Tuck, you asked an important question, and Google Poll answered it at 6:46 p.m. I saw this comment. I meant to say something about it. He talks about remakes of 2-year-old games. This is what PlayStation doing, and
That's right.
look, they remaking so many games, and that's where they making their money at. Dude, I heard they're going to be making an Unlimited's favorite game, Horizon Forbidden Entertainment. How you gonna remake this game? The game just came out. It's remake after remake after remake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
and
they
each
doing.
and each one is going to have less. What's that word I'm looking for Zinc? Where it's going to make less and less each time they re-release it.
It's a less.
Diminishing returns.
Thank you,
There you go.
thank you, Daya. It's gonna each Last of Us 2 remake is gonna have the dimension, because remember the first one didn't really sell that well. I remember
Nope.
the Last of Us 2 didn't sell that well because when Colin Moriarty found out it only sold 10 million on 120 million sold consoles called the PlayStation 4, he was like, wow, that's it. So I know that. So it's not. So when they do the remake of the Last of Us 2. That's gonna barely do half, because the people who bought it in 2020 are not gonna pay $70 fucking to play the same damn game they just played 3 years ago. Same with Horizon Forbidden Entertainment, diminishing returns. It's the same way that the last. Remember, last year they just released the remake, the third generation in a row. They re-released The Last of Us 1, and that went nowhere. And they were selling that one from like up to $100 or something like that. So yeah, Tuck. Sony does not have close to a winning strategy right now.
No, they don't.
And they're too late. They're too late with the subscription service because they're not going to catch Game Pass, right? They don't got the capital to compete with Microsoft's or Xbox money, because Xbox has spent 20 years not only building a foundation with how they run their services and Xbox Live. They spent the last 20 years making crazy money off of the likes of Xbox Live and all that stuff, right? They were ahead of the game on concepts like DLC and stuff that people clearly love paying money for, because last year I saw possibly millions pay money for fucking cat ears in Halo, right? So the point is, Tuck. Sony backed the wrong horse. They don't even. I don't even think they have a strategy anymore. It's just going to be survival mode as they re-release the same shit that you played 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. That their audience are going to get tired of. And then they might hope and pray that maybe, just maybe, one of those shitty multiplayer games is going to catch on. It's not.
Hey, Unlimited, I don't know if you're going to talk about this, but how about
they come out with one?
How about this, Unlimited? I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but how about the preparedness of Microsoft's marketing? Since people say their marketing is shit, how about Aaron Greenberg that dropped that video today?
Yeah.
Dude, soon as it was ready, they were ready. Here, let's push this button because we're ready to show this video about the games we're going to have and what our games are mixed into it. And here's how you know that people have, the media have their designated hate people. Mm-hmm. Destin saw that video. Mm-hmm. He mentioned every game but Halo, and Halo was shown at the top of the damn video.
Yeah,
they showed the Master Chief.
That's true.
And his whole uniform, and he named every game around Halo except the Master Chief.
Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead, Tuck.
Look at all the games that Microsoft has as services now. Hell, they got Halo. Halo is coming out with season 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think that needs to be a video in and of itself, because Microsoft has so many. I
mean, what a fucking failure Halo's been. Only the 5th season. I'm waiting for those type of videos.
And that's the resurgence. People are going back into Halo because of that season. That season, it looks phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So
then they said they're gonna turn back. Bring back the Firefight.
Mm-hmm.
If they bring that back, man, dude, that's what Halo fans is waiting on.
Well, that's what I'm waiting on, because I'm trash in multiplayer. I'm no good at multiplayer anymore. I'm just not quick enough.
Hey, if you do Firefight, get me in there, Zing.
Listen, hey, where's Sega Man at? So we could get on Gear, because she hates us, dude.
I'm gonna still do Gears. It's slated for December.
Whatever you say, dear. Whatever you say.
December.
We believe you. We believe you, dear. Okay. All right. We believe you.
I don't trust that.
J-Rock.
And Alizing, how good are you at the race car game?
I'm a level 87, and I love that game, dude. I love that game. But go ahead, and I'll tell you about that after Unlimited read J-Rock.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So J Rock here asked, did you guys see the news? PlayStation is already testing trophies on PC. I think going day and date to PC is their next big move. Oh, J Rock, I've been saying I've been saying that since day one, damn near, that this generation was not ending without games day one on PC. You know, and it's inevitable. And here's the thing, J Rock, all you got to do is just pay attention. See, this is the thing. Sony are weird in that they trained their fans to hate what Xbox was doing, but what Xbox was doing was so successful, they now got to copy them. And so for example, games on PC. I remember when Quantum Break was put on PC and Crap Gamer said that he would be canceling his pre-order, and Phil Spencer said, so what? You're not going to play a game because other people get to play it, right?
Yeah.
Unlimited.
And this, yeah.
Very important. You got to see this video this asshole J-Rock did. He had a comparison of Gran Turismo, and he showed the Gran Turismo car on a popsicle stick. Hey, man, and it illustrates what people have always said. The track moves around the car. You don't move the car around the track. And that's the depth that some of these Xbox guys go through, dude. And I love the community and how everybody is rising up against the media and their biases. And it's not just that's why I love it.
You know, what you said is one thing that I like about this generation and because last generation, a lot of Xbox people just fell for everything. You know, and while I was out here defending games like Crackdown 3 and State of Decay 2, telling people, no, these are great games, you know, a lot of that was when a lot of these so-called Xbox guys jumped ship. And Tuck put me on game on how some of them are even trying to come back. He was telling me how one dude that was hating on Activision is now out here wearing Xbox hats and stuff on his shows.
Yep. Marlon was wearing an Xbox shirt and hat earlier today. I couldn't believe it.
Dear, did you see?
I saw that. I was in shock. I couldn't believe he flipped that. He flipped in 4K. How can you flip in 4K?
And Dear said that in the chat too.
I did. Like, how in the world he flip flopped in 4K? Like, that's crazy. That was so fast.
Dude, that was so funny. Dear
like
was telling me today.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
so that's what we're dealing with, man. But that's how you know Xbox won, when even their biggest haters are now jumping ship. You know, now personally, I say kick them off the ship and actually bring people on that's worth a damn. But hey, what do I know? You know, I'm not the kumbaya guy right now.
Word up, we're not that. And at 6:59, go ahead and leave it up there. Distinctive 170. That's a cool ass dude there too. Greetings to the panel in the chat room. Today is a monumental day. Not to mention that it's Friday the 13th. The day the soul was taken from PlayStation.
And let me transition that to this gem. This was a real rant from a PlayStation fan, and I gotta read this. This is gold. All right.
Let's go.
He said, "Oh, where do I begin with this infuriating news? Microsoft buying Activision? Are you kidding me? As a diehard PlayStation fanboy, my blood is boiling, and I'm about to unleash my wrath upon this catastrophic decision. It feels like a betrayal, a dagger straight through the heart. How can they snatch away one of the industry's biggest powerhouses like Activision and place it within the clutches of Microsoft? This move reeks of monopolistic intentions, and Monopoly has never benefited consumers. Now, the once diverse gaming landscape seems to be converging into a bleak Xbox-dominated dystopia. Kiss goodbye to days of enjoying iconic franchises like Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo on our beloved PlayStation consoles. Actually, they're not going anywhere, but I get it. Now that it's associated with Xbox, they're going to pretend to hate it.
Exactly.
When Microsoft swoops in to take control, we can expect exclusivity deals that leave us PlayStation fanatics stranded out without the games we hold dear. Hold on. PlayStation. So let me get this straight. PlayStation could spend the last decade with Call of Duty exclusivity, but now that they're losing it, it's the end of the world.
Continue Unlimited. This is great.
The PlayStation community has built its brand loyalty on captivating exclusives and an undeniable sense of camaraderie. But this acquisition threatens to shatter that unity, leaving us feeling abandoned. We need competition and variety to drive innovation and push game developers to reach new heights. But with Microsoft holding Activision's reins, the era of healthy competition may be a thing of the past. It's hard not to feel like a pawn in this corporate chess match, where the only winners seem to be the ones hoarding the power. Microsoft's bold move to snatch up Activision is a devastating blow for PlayStation fanboys like myself, and it's a dark day for the gaming industry as a whole. We must stand united, voice our displeasure, and fight the future we deserve, a future that champions exclusivity, competition, and the freedom of the game on our platform. All right there, comrade Romanoff. My goodness.
Hey, Unlimited, settle down.
Oh my God.
Even though he ranted wildly, that was extremely well written. He just needs to mix in a couple paragraphs. We don't want to.
You know what? You know what that is? You know that is, Zink? That's Colin Moriarty's burner account. That's why the big words are all over there. That's who it is. That's Colin Moriarty's burner account. God damn it, Colin.
Unlimited snuffed them out, but dude, mix in a paragraph or two. We don't want a wall of text, okay?
Yeah, but how can you not feel the passion in him trying to stop this? This monopoly.
Yes, go ahead, dear. You get on that.
Got the scent of Colin all through that, you know. He's so articulate, you know.
Yes, beautiful. Oh, that was exquisite. My mother would be proud, but she would put a whole lot of red marks with you should have a paragraph here, a paragraph here. Wow, that was nice.
No, I had to read that because that's the type of meltdown I look forward to.
Yeah.
You know, now they're putting their English degree to use.
Yes. And you know what?
With these rants,
it was worth all the difficulty that I have been going through when it comes to the Xbox title. People attacking it, attacking the games. This was worth it. This right here was worth everything.
Hey,
you know?
Long live the black mama. He's another asshole. He said, "Bro was crying."
Yeah, man, you can feel the tears in his words, man.
Yes,
he's really scared of this Xbox-dominated dystopia.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, that's one of the things that Ramo Dia's favorite. He loves Dia. Man, we revel in that. We love to hear them cry. It's the greatest thing.
It's hilarious, you know, because they lost, you know. And here's the thing: they knew that a lot of them knew that they lost for a while. But what happens is that they reached a point of no return where you can't deny they lost because you can't deny that Xbox owns Activision, right? And so Zink. This means. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the kicker, Zink. They're still gonna buy Call of Duty. I guarantee this year is gonna be the best-selling game on PlayStation.
They're gonna buy it.
Hey man, these guys are hilarious, man. Dr. Vaca said Marlon Gaming have this Xbox, but he got pissed about it. He said Marlon hid his Xbox behind his Spider-Man PS5. That PS5 is so huge. You can hide anything behind that thing. Oh man, these jokes.
Let's let people break, man. I mean, fuck that. Don't give me a break.
Hey, Tuck, you haven't told us what happened at the water cooler.
Yeah.
Shit, the water cooler is dead, man.
Oh.
The water cooler is dead. They don't even talk to me no more at work about that shit. And they really found this out. Man, when I go back to work Sunday, my computer's gonna be so cold on the email front. They ain't gonna have nothing to say because they know where I'm gonna come from. I'm just gonna tell them just like it is. It's over. It's over. So they already know that. So they know not to even because they bragged about how Xbox wasn't gonna get the rights, but now they can't. What else can they say? They can't say nothing but take the L, and that's it. All these people they're talking about. Oh, PlayStation is the market leader. Market leader of what?
Thank you. Leave it up to make me remember something.
I mean, here's the thing. When we actually hear about their revenue again, where do you think Microsoft is going to be after they've acquired this company? King alone is going to put. They were already ahead of Sony. What do you think is going to be now
Dia,
the next time they come out?
Dia, let me stop you. And first of all, shout out to maybe he was here before, I didn't know it. Shout out to Dr. Xbox in. He says fatality. I haven't seen that name before. Shout out to you. Hey, Dia, right on what you were saying. Destin said this deal puts Xbox on the same level as Sony now.
They're beyond that. They're not. They're
Destin
already ahead
said
of them. Without Activision Blizzard King, what do you think the revenue from Activision Blizzard King is going to place them now?
Dia, listen, look, he talked about as far as IPs. What IPs are you talking about? Your number one guy. Everybody lauded Naughty Dog. They can't even make factions. You've been trying to catch Halo for 23 years. You haven't caught Gears. Forza passed you at E3 2011 with Forza Motorsport 4. You haven't caught that. You know, so what are you talking about, Destin?
What IP is he talking about? Is he talking about like a Horizon? Look, you got Minecraft on Xbox.
I was just about to say that.
Equivalent do you have like that on PlayStation?
Zero.
You have Halo.
Got Roblox.
They never. Yeah, they did just get Roblox. But
yeah,
they've never had a Halo killer. They
Ever.
tried and failed several times. So they can't. So now they don't just have Halo. They have Call of Duty now. Now they got to have a Call of Duty killer and a Halo killer. Good luck with that. Okay, and that's not to even include it with their skills with Doom, and you got Gears. That's not even to include them. Okay,
you throwing below the belt. Hey, Tuck, Dia's different.
Yeah, she's going. Hey, Dia says she ain't gonna leave nothing out.
I'm not holding nothing out. They don't have no Diablo equivalent. They don't have. They don't even have any gas games that's worth even mentioning. Nothing. So they have no Candy Crush.
So what did you just say? They don't have recurring revenue. Is that what you said?
No, and no titles that Microsoft is not just getting games that make a lot of money. They're getting the IP brand and name recognition along with it. What can compare to a Candy Crush? Tell me. I'm listening. What can compare to COD?
There. This is just the truth. Candy Crush beats anything that PlayStation got out all by itself.
By itself, exactly.
Hey, forget that. Unlimited. He told a lie at the top of the show because he showed the JTech guy, and JTech lied and said Call of Duty is the top game. Hey, bro, Minecraft says hi.
Yes, they got a lot of players of Minecraft.
Minecraft definitely. What I tend to mean is best-selling game every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're not questioning you. The dude JTech TV or JTech whatever his name was. That's the culprit. We're Mamba is a problem, dude.
What do you do now? Baby steps.
Hold on. Hey, see, hey, this is why I always say I represent the chat. Black Mamba, thank you. Baby steps. Hey, D, I know you heard it. Somebody said on show today said they gonna remaster Baby Steps. I meant to write that shit down, but I was laughing too hard, man. Somebody called me and I lost it. So I want to give people credit. Just like Flip Money creating Ponybot, I wanted to give whoever said that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That shit, I was laughing so hard. Oh my goodness, that was so funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Jeremy Brown, that's another asshole. He pulled up in here. That dude,
Hey, what's up, Jeremy Brown?
J-Rock is the number one problem on the internet, followed, I think, by Jeremy Brown, and then we'll fill in the spots after that.
Yeah, hey, I like the way you put that, Black Mamba. He said, "Let them keep saying Xbox is on par or below Sony, so Xbox can buy another publisher."
That's very, very good.
You remember
that's the strategy. Hell, that's the strategy they used in the courtroom.
Thank you. Enough said. We'll leave it at that, so they can keep elevating Sony, so that we're on par now. So now we could go by the Sega that Tuckmaster wants. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see here. J Rock said all the content creators are going to start kissing some Xbox ass. They get Call of Duty early access.
Yes, they will. Absolutely, they will do that for that.
Yeah. I kind of hope they don't give in and do it. Because after the Redfall situation, like I already hate it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I already hated most of these big YouTubers and streamers because to me they're a bunch of people who hate gaming, just full of shit. But I hope Microsoft is stingy with them Call of Duty codes now. Because what are they gonna do? They ain't gonna stop. They are not gonna stop anyone from buying Call of Duty. It's like an addiction with some of them gamers.
Man,
I agree. And you know what? If they couldn't stop people from buying Starfield, they certainly are not going to stop people from buying COD. So,
oh my goodness gracious, they can't see our community, our bubble that consists of us and the biased media. It's really only less than 4% of the buying population. Yep. It doesn't constitute the casual gamers, and especially the laggards. The laggards don't hear us. You know, they don't hear a word we're saying, so they can't reach them. Call of Duty is going to explode all over these people. It's not even going to be close. And then I also got another great game, Unlimited, Foam Stars.
Oh yeah, that's right, Foam Stars.
That's their foundation. And somebody was
baby Spider-Man, baby steps, and Foam Stars. So there you go. That's the future of PlayStation right there.
And here's another thing: the Intelligence of Destin said. He said Microsoft now has a foundation. I said, what? See, the foundation was Halo #1. There wouldn't be no Xbox without Halo.
That's true.
Number 2, they created Forza, then Gears. And then slowly but surely, it was Xbox Live. Those 4 subjects was the foundation. Those were the pillars. And as you rise up, those are still the foundation. And then you put in a Minecraft, you put in a Sea of Thieves. These things are carrying Xbox, okay, into the future. Now you have Bethesda. You have all of these things now. What does Sony have? Hope they can hold on to Spider-Man, because that's their greatest power right now. Well, along with baby steps and Foam Stars.
Yeah. Distinct 170 said, check your local veterinarians under the bridges, mental health clinics, funeral homes, and Elmer's glue factories for copium amounts of dead ponies and droves. Yeah, they're not having a good time. Yeah, Jimmy Brown, 3 Spider-Man games in 5 years. Again, dead, creatively bankrupt, dead, got nothing new on the table, got nothing left in the gun, nothing in the chamber, if you will, I mean.
Well, allow me to correct Jeremy Brown. That's 1 Spider-Man game and 2 Spider-Man DLCs in 5 years. That's what it was.
Yeah, so I mean, of course they're miserable over there, man. But they're the type of miserable where they gotta pretend otherwise, because they spent so long hyping up Sony and PlayStation that they can't abandon ship anymore.
Yeah, they're in a bad place, and the thing is, as long as they don't demand more from Sony, they're just going to continue to collapse with them. It's a dead end where they're at. And I can say this, I just want to put this out there again, because people keep saying the opposite, and it's wrong. Day and Date is not going to save Sony. Sony will not be able to keep up with the amount of games that's going to come out from Xbox. They're going to get overwhelmed. And you know how Xbox can counter them? Say they got a nice, healthy title that's going to come out. You know, Sony's all happy. They got a big smile on their face. And all of a sudden, Xbox say, yeah, we got all these games in the pipe, right? Let's pull this one out and drop it right next to theirs. They can do battle like that.
Hey, Dia, let me, just off of what you just said, I don't, of course, Unlimited, this is Unlimited Truth. Unlimited don't play that shit. But I heard that Sony took Spider-Man 2018 out of Game Pass to sell that this holiday season.
to sell a remaster or the Spider-Man?
What?
2?
Wait a minute. Okay, wait.
You know,
2018.
Yes. Okay. You know, Spider-Man. Of course, Spider-Man 2 is coming out right now, right?
Right.
Well, they took Spider-Man 2018 out of Game Pass. That's what I heard. Okay?
The PlayStation Plus, right? Their version of Game Pass.
Okay. I was confused because I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
They took that Spider-Man 2018 out of their Game Pass service because they're going to sell it instead of giving it to you with the service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you saying that they're trying to sell Spider-Man again, or so people could be forced to play Spider-Man 2?
They're trying to make as much money as they possibly can. They're hoping that they're going to like Spider-Man 2 and going to buy Spider-Man 2018.
Oh, okay.
Instead of like if you like Halo Infinite, you could play every Halo ever made in Xbox Game Pass. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, again, losing strategy, no vision, no innovation. I mean, my goodness, when the most innovative thing you could do on a PlayStation is blown their controller, of course nobody's going to like it. Because what are you offering? What are you offering? The competition. Listen, let's say you're a Spider-Man fan. I could just play Guardians of the Galaxy off Game Pass and not spend a dime. You do know that, right? So the superhero fans are cool. They're the shooters. Not only am I getting Call of Duty, I also got Halo on there. Okay, so the shooters are locked up. The racing fans, they got Forza and both Motorsport and Horizon, so they're good. The RPG fans like me and Daya, we got our Starfields and Avoweds. So
Fable is coming.
And Fable, yeah. So we're good. So here's the thing. There is no one game, there's no one strategy, there's no one move Sony could do that could compete with Xbox right now. There just isn't. There's not going to be a coming to God moment for Sony where they have just one magnificent Fortnite-like game or something that's going to hit, and all of a sudden Sony's going to be able to ride that momentum for the next decade.
Hey, Unlimited, let me jump on you right there because you're right in line with Jeremy Brown at 7:17 p.m. This is Jeremy Brown's opinion. Starfield is the number one game on Xbox. Hey, you know what? My number one game on Xbox is Forza. Somebody else's number one game on Xbox is Starfield. Someone else's number one game on Xbox may be Age of Empires 4. You know what I mean? We have games for everyone, literally. Where someone would call that their top game. And Starfield is so the shit to me. I'm mad that Forza is out. One of my favorite things to ever do is to race. Dude, I still haven't completed a mission yet, and I'm over 50 hours in Starfield. Believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that just tied to my overall point there, though, Zink. That Sony is in a lose-lose situation that people just don't like. The Sony fans just don't know what to do, don't know what to process, because they desperately want Sony to have just something that's going to rock their world. But there's nothing. They don't make innovative fun games. They don't, like Neil Druckmann literally said they don't use the word fun, and y'all praise his boring ass games. So what are you doing here? And David Cohen, how many times can Sony remake the same game over and over until it gets boring? Because it's just sad Sony haven't given much reason to switch. Listen, Sony thought so. I don't know why Sony thought that this generation was going to be the same as last, where they got lucky with the narrative front. And that's one of the rare times where even non-gamers were fooled by the stupid narratives, right? Where me and Kebot have millions of stories of going to GameStops and other places, and people saying in the heart of last generation they didn't know that you could even play used games on the Xbox One. That was rare. All right, that was a 1 in a million moment that Sony got lucky with. And remember, the PlayStation 4 was supposed to be their last console because the PlayStation 2 was such a money sink. So and now they're back to another money sink.
Well, it was the PlayStation 3 that was a money sink also.
That's what I meant. The PlayStation 3 with that damn cell processor.
You go.
That was
supposed to launch.
That they said had human DNA and could play 120 frames per second. and all this other stuff, man. Just lie to their freaking face and try to charge you $600, right? And then now fast forward a decade, and now the PS5 is such a money sink that they got to try to do PlayStation VR2 and release a more expensive slim version and all this other nonsense, raising the price. They're the first to raise their game prices. Let's not forget that. Yeah, go ahead.
And here's another reason why I represent the chat, going along with what we're all saying here. J Rock over here with his shit again at 7:21 p.m. Sony's moneymaker was always Call of Duty, hence why they bundled their bangers around the release of every Call of Duty, forcing casuals to support their first-party titles, leaving them no option to buy their said bundle.
That is an excellent. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That was excellent.
Dia, you know I'm full of shit. I could talk this business all day. Dia, go ahead.
Man, I didn't even think of that. I mean, man, that was excellent. I never considered that. But yeah, if that means Sony is fully aware that their first parties just don't do anything, and they're not even comparable to Microsoft because Xbox, because they wouldn't be here now if they first 100%. Parties didn't pull the revenue and the profit. You know, we know that they do. So,
more reasoning why Jim Ryan, what he said in Brazil was true. Go ahead, dear.
Yeah, so here's what I'm curious about. Now that COD is everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. You can play it on Nvidia. You can play. It's everywhere. So now that it's everywhere, and Microsoft has said, okay, we're taking this potency away from you. It's not just the exclusivity, but and parity. But we're going to put it everywhere. So now there's no other incentive. If your stuff is this good, Sony, let your first parties pull these people in then. Let's just see how strong they are to stand on their own, because that's what they're going to have to do moving forward. And what are we seeing? They're not able to hold up the brand.
Word.
They've diluted it too much, number one. And number two, it's not enough. People are still talking about Starfield. Who's talking about God of War?
Bruh.
Nobody. Nobody's talking about no God. Spider-Man just got usurped by the Activision Blizzard thing closing. People are going to talk about this over Spider-Man now. Mm-hmm. And Mario's going to kick whatever left of Spider-Man out of the way anyway. Because you ain't no way Spider-Man is going to be able to compete, in my opinion. This is my opinion, with Mario. It's just not going to happen. That's Nintendo. Okay? So they're doomed. And if anybody else got a good solution to this, please tell me. Because all I see is that now Sony has to rely on their first parties. If what J-Rock says is true, we're going to see a massacre unlike anything we've ever seen.
Yeah, and Jeremy Brown, I got to address Jeremy Brown comments because it ties into what you just said, Dea. He said the top 27 games on PlayStation 5 are all third-party games. Number 28 is Ghost of Tsushima. I've been saying this all damn week. Yeah, and you're right. And again, they don't care about the exclusives. The numbers are proving them. Jim Ryan literally said that Call of their third-party funds their exclusives. You know, so yeah, you know, just to sum up, just to piggyback off what they just said in a minute ago brilliantly. Listen, these are two companies that are on the opposite ends on two different trajectories. One doesn't know what it's doing, and one is so confident, has been working so hard on its plan. And props to Xbox because they took so much crap last generation. Games day one on Game Pass. I remember that announcement because I saw so many people, even Xbox guys, saying nonsense like, "I'd rather play a game I paid for than one that's on a service." and look at what happened. Fast forward 5 years later. So, now people are begging tough. They're begging for Sony to put their games on fucking PlayStation
and Unlimited. Microsoft knows that people, they're smart about their things. It's like when you really like a game, you're going to buy it. When I really like a game, right, I'm going to buy it. So they know they're going to get the early adapters. And what people don't know, the early adapters are us. We're going to pay for the research and development. Everything else they get is gravy. So when you produce a Forza, I buy 2 copies, one for myself, one for my 2 kids, because they game share. I'm buying Gears. I'm buying Halo. I bought Redfall because of Diaz, one of Diaz's friends. Dia loved these guys. Diaz guy, what's his ACG? He broke embargo and said Redfall is the worst game I've ever played this generation. Okay, I went downstairs, paid $99 for the bite back edition. I knew the game was gonna be great. Loved the game. I'm glad it was great. But I'm like ACG, bitch. He get hyped because he have 1 million viewers. So damn what?
Hey, Alizine, I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna add that thing with the Forza Motorsports. I mean, look what happened. I mean, people either had to turn around. Hey, you can either buy the game for the $99 to have early access, but they also gave early access for people to pay for $35 if they want to play on the Game Pass, and that just for people. So otherwise, you got an option.
And that $35, all you'll see is doesn't.
You're botting there, Zinc again. It's bad this time.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Starscream, we're not trying to take down the Autobots.
and the thing about it is, it's so good. I mean, you charge people $35 to put on the Game Pass so they get early access to it. This is what we're talking about. Xbox does so much for their people. It's not even right. Because
it is right.
I
know. It's just a phrase. I'm messing with
I take that back. Yeah, you're right. It is right. Because that's how Microsoft is.
Way to get his ass unlimited.
I mean, yes, it's all about money at the end of the doggone day, but Microsoft is giving people 5 days access to play before the 10th of December, and that is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they made money.
Yeah. That's their motto, is making money. Jeremy Brown said Gran Turismo 7 is number 32, but these fools think that trash is better than Forza. Jeremy Brown, I think you got confused. That's the number of cars in the game.
Wow.
Tyler, you wrong for that, man. You wrong for that.
Unlimited ain't shit.
Fire.
I'll be damned.
I mean, by the way, yeah, man. When Destin Legary lied and said that Forza, Gran Turismo 7 looks better than Forza, mm-hmm. I sent Zinc that, and I said, Zinc, I just bought the Forza. I'm not even the digital guy. I went to that Xbox store, like, all right, let's buy it. I had to do what Zinc did with Redfall. I was like, okay, when he said Gran Turismo 7 looked better than Forza, okay, no, Forza looks amazing. All right, thank you, Jeremy. I mean, not Jeremy, but thank you, Destin, for selling me. Yeah, man, what a great sales. Maybe he is an Xbox fanboy with that sales tactic.
Undercover.
Man. Yeah, because that was brilliant. He got the reverse psychology on me.
Hey, and then Unlimited, I'm listening to them talk on their Sony podcast Unlock show, and they never mention. Of course, Redfall got a lot of damage for being 30 frames per second. Here's a racing game where you must be 60. Mm-hmm. This thing drops to 48 frames per second, dude. It only has 20 cars on track. If you put all those cars on track, that frame rate is going to fluctuate. You can't do that in a racing game. Not in that kind of racing game, you can. But they didn't want to talk about that. And all of a sudden, they didn't want to talk about the ray tracing and the way the game is at night. Man, that game is phenomenal. And I said this on, I think, Sean's show, but I said, dude, when you play in that game, you feel, when you get to the part where you're in a Ford GT and you at the Le Mans track where it's this long ass straightaway, it was so riveting, dude. I looked down to see how fast I was going at the on the odometer. 231 miles an hour. My couch was shaking, dude. It was insane. And when I'm driving, I have the camera on the hood, and all I see is the street, so I feel all of the speed. It felt like a horror game, dude.
Yeah.
You can't get that feeling nowhere else on a racing game.
Yep. Hey, Emmanuel asking for Zinc to review games. I'm with that, because when Zinc reviews games, man, he makes it sound like an experience. And I'm down with that. You know, everybody else be having them boring reviews about stuff I don't be caring about. Well, you know, the game runs at 45 frames per second right here, or some nonsense. Nah, screw. Don't tell me that. Tell me how you experienced the game.
Hey, D, as soon as I start talking about Halo, Unlimited want to be cutting my feet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's
Well,
watching you with the eagle eye, you know.
Chiming in from he's over there at the office raising our prices on oil, and he's over there saying Zink finds a way to talk about Halo.
yeah, hey man, every time you bring up Halo, I raise gas prices $1.
Hey, Adam, have you played online yet? Have you played multiplayer yet?
Tuck, I ain't shit, man. I ain't getting online with them people. Those are real race cars.
Yeah, they got the whole
there.
driving they got them whole what it called with the driving
Drivatars.
Yeah,
I like seeing like Deploy beat me in a race one time. I'm like, this is some bullshit. My daughter beat me in a race, you know. Sega Man is on the podium. I see all of us out there, you know. But as far as getting online, I'm not ready for that. Whenever I get online, I'm gonna get my ass whooped. I'm not that good. I just love the game.
Hey, let me tell you right now. I was in a race, like I told Colin. I was in the race the other day online. That was my first time being online because I can usually race on pretty good racing online. Man, we started at night. It was raining. It was raining at night time. I mean, around 5 o'clock in the morning. It was raining. Had to go to the pits and change the tires to wet.
Talk about it, Tuck.
This race right here was I think it was like a 32 lap race. The guy, he already set it up. We had to do 3 pit stops. 3 pit stops. Man, let me tell you. You talking about fun.
Love it.
It was just ecstatic fun.
Tuck.
I mean,
Tuck is the greatest thing ever, dude.
I mean, there was the time, man, it's like I was almost in second, but the people that was behind me, they gave me so much static and trying to get into other places and everything. Dude, before I knew it, I was back in fifth. Because those guys know how to race, man.
Hey, Tuck, yeah. I asked them over and over again for pit stops. And so now when you're playing in a career mode, this is something that seasoned gaming didn't say because they full of shit. Okay. So when you're doing these, when you're in the career mode and you want to go through practice I said, well, I'll build more points by going through some extra laps of practice. Well, I didn't pay attention. I didn't have that much gas left. So
ran out.
Bruh, towards the end of the race, it started flashing on the screen. You must pit. You have 1 lap left of gas to pit. I'm like, I got 2 laps to go. So I go into the pit and I'm thinking the rest of the crowd have to pit too. No, they didn't have to pit. I wound up getting 14th place. And, and luckily I finished the whole segment in first place. But dude, I was going to run out of gas. That was new to me. But it added that extra element to the game that put me more into the game. That's why I have 64 hours in Forza Motorsport right now.
Excellent stuff. And about Faded Blaze asked Unlimited Production. The real question is, who's next? Matter of fact, Faded, thank you for allowing me to segue to our next topic, actually, because that's what I want to ask the panel. And I'm going to start with Daya. Daya, who do you think should be next on Xbox list to acquire and why?
I've said this before. I know it's gonna sound like I'm parroting this, but they have to pick up Iron Galaxy to begin, because I think it's important for them to not let those studios linger out there. It's not many studios that can work on Killer Instinct, and in my opinion, that's an area that's very difficult to get new talent. So apart from starting a new studio, I think they should try to get Iron Galaxy, but I also think they should get Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal, because Embracer is they hemorrhaging people. They're selling certain studios, they shutting down others, and then they're laying off people. So they've already lost some people out of Crystal. So it's time for them to just go ahead and swoop them up, and I think that can go under the radar. So I would say, at most, those 3 they need to get.
Oh yeah, excellent stuff, and I'm with you there, Daya. Especially anyone from the Embracer group that's been sold or laid off.
Yes.
Go ahead, and then not only that, two of their best are helping with Xbox games and
Yes.
Fable and Perfect Dark, respectively. Crystal
Right.
Dynamics on Perfect Dark, Montreal Eidos on Fable, right? So
Right,
just go
right.
ahead and add them to the Xbox family. Let's not. And now that this is done, go back to whatever plans you had, but before this opportunity came up, Phil, and add them to Xbox, because they both have made some excellent games or excellent talent. And hey man, and by the way, they make a genre of gaming that Xbox use more action adventure.
Exactly, and they can handle any titles like that. Imagine if nobody over there at Activision wanted to do anything with Prototype if they had that.
Yeah.
Imagine, I mean, because they've got experience making superhero style type games. If you wanted something like that,
and a comic book fan of me would die for an Xbox superhero game.
Yeah.
And Zink, let me pivot to you, my friend. So who do you think is next on the Xbox list to acquire and why?
Well, I don't want Dia to recommend that I get kicked off the show, because I know you kicked me off if Dia said, "Hey, kick Zink off the show." But I got into it with her girl Xena on Sean's show, because I said Microsoft should buy IGN and
oh my God,
dismantle IGN. So Xena fires back and said, "That's all right. IGN is dismantling itself." And I said,
true.
"Well, Xena, if Microsoft bought IGN today, then they could get rid of IGN before the Spider-Man review comes up, and they won't be able to give Spider-Man a 10. And Cena said, "You know what? You're right." But anyway, realistically, I would say to buy Crystal also because of Perfect Dark. Same with Eidos because of Fable.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent stuff there, Zink. Tuck, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hey, yeah. So Tuck, man, let me get your thoughts. Who should be next on the Xbox list to buy?
Okay, let me ask you this: who owns Tomb Raider?
Amazon currently.
Amazon now has it, yeah.
And they're not going to buy Amazon, which that'll be. They're not going to buy Amazon. If that happened, the whole U.S. government might try to just put a hit on Nadala if that happened, man. Because
I would just let us see. I'm going to tell you right now. Well, I mean, as far as buying, Crystal Dynamics, they got some good games. I would love to see them make that. I would like to see them. I would like to see them get a part of EA if they can, but no, they ain't gonna get to that. So they got too good a relationship with each other.
And also, Disney is sniffing around EA at the time, so we don't know what's gonna happen there.
Right. So we don't know what's gonna happen with that. To me, Crystal Dynamics, and also like what Dad said about the people who make the fighter. I like to see them do that.
Iron Galaxy with KI. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah. They need that too, because
they need them. They absolutely need them.
I'm not a fighting guy, but of course, it's a lot of fighting people out there, and they like that game. So,
and not only that, Sony has spent a lot of time. For example, I think they even bought the fight in the people who. Oh,
yes,
Evo.
Yes.
That's who they put money in or bought out. Right, was Evo.
Yes.
Unlimited. That's why I said what I said, because you remember, what's the game? Crackdown. What's it? Crackdown?
Yeah.
It was going good, but somebody bought the developer, and the game wasn't finished yet, and that was the reason for the game kind of spiraling out of control. The single player was good from what I heard, but the multiplayer wasn't finished because they bought the people that were developing the game or the technology out from underneath them mid-development. That's why I said, because I love Perfect Dark Zero. Love that. I love that game. And especially playing it in co-op with my kids, dude, it was the greatest thing because it put you on two different sides of a situation to attack the game. It was beautifully done. So I don't want that to ever happen again. I'm looking forward to Perfect Dark big time. But go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Tuck, if you got anyone else.
No, I really don't have anybody else.
Okay, cool. But before I get to my answer, no, Vodka. Amazon paid $300 million for the Tomb Raider IP, so they pretty much own it all. It's not just marketing. Fireboss said they didn't fully buy Evo. Okay, partner ownership. That's right. Thank you for correcting me, Fireboss. and he said, "I'm sorry, Mia.
Miasma.
Oh, Miasma Chronicles is fire. I already bought, and but still stuck on Grounded. Yeah, but my answer to the question on who should be next, I'm going to answer it two ways: a smaller developer and a publisher focus. The developer focus is pretty simple. Somehow get guys like Asobo under your wing. Because again, you have a history with them. They still release excellent games on their own. So I'd love to see that,
That's Flight Simulator, right?
Yeah.
Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
But they're not going
and the Plague's Tale series, right?
I think that's one of those situations where it's like brother and sister or family. We aren't going anywhere, but we want you to have your autonomy. So we're always going to work together, and we're good, because I think Flight Simulator's been around since like 95 or earlier. It's ridiculous.
It's been around for a long time.
Correct, 40 years or something crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. Another one who I'd like to see is Donut Entertainment, as a part of third party, and y'all might not even be super familiar. They made games like The Life is Strange and The Tell Me Whys,
right?
But they're also released this really awesome RPG I enjoyed called Vampire, and then next year they got a game called Banisher Ghost of New Eden that looks really good. So they make a variety of games. They also made Jusant, which is hitting Game Pass later this month. So Do Not Entertainment, and I might be mispronouncing it because I believe it's a French company, but that's another one I'd like. And then to wrap it all up, the publisher that I'd like to see, this was on their list, was Focus Entertainment. Because people sleep on
Focus was on there.
People might sleep on Focus Entertainment because some of them might initially hear that and think, who?
Me?
They release a lot of games. Their specialized isn't necessarily the big budget, these super AAA games. No. They give you some real gems like Atlas Fallen and the that Banishers game, like I previously mentioned, right? And Vampire, and man, they got such a long list of games. Let me see. Space Marine 2 that's coming out, right? That's another one that's being published by Focus, So they got just such a underrated, they got such an underrated, rich history of games that I think that they would be perfect for Game Pass. Why? Because they might not be the biggest games, but they're the games that when you find them on Game Pass, you're gonna be like, holy shit. Wow, this was a good game. I would have never. Matter of fact, the best way to sum up their games for people who aren't me that play everything, Zinc. They make the games that you would have never played if they weren't on Game Pass, right? Aliens, Dark Descent, and stuff like that.
That's why we need to cuss Sega, man.
I tell you right now, that Alien Dark Descent is a good game.
That is a good game. I play that quite a bit. I always hop back in there because it's such a challenge.
Alien Dark Descent.
It's a good game. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and then if you want to go the Japanese route, I'm all in on Sega. That's a company that they have history with. That's a company that's a shell of their former selves. Hell, they're not even putting out as good and creative games as they did in 360 era, where they were giving you games like that Viking game and Alpha Protocol, which was developed by Obsidian Entertainment. It was an excellent underrated RPG and stuff like that. The Sega now, I think they just do Sonic and Yakuza spinoffs, man.
Yeah, they kind of like Activision. They got all this back catalog, but they kind of settle in the games that's making them money, like Monster Hunter and Sonic and stuff like that. But they won't branch out beyond that because of the risk. But under a Microsoft, that's why I keep saying I think they do fit Microsoft, because they're like Activision. They have this back catalog that won't see the light of day unless you have a Microsoft backing you.
Hey man, look, we talking serious stuff here, and listen to this sequence here. At 7:45, Dr. Vaca said something important. Creative Assembly had layoffs. True, Microsoft should help that out because Creative Assembly made Halo Wars 2, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, so then we scroll down here to J-Rock. He's at it again. He's talking about if they buy CD Projekt Red, the gaming industry will legit riot. Yes,
they probably would. Yeah,
bro,
it'd be for that one.
Yeah, it'll be a full-scale riot.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Well, hold on. let me say this for people like Colin Moriarty who cares about organic. The Witcher 2 was exclusive to the 360. I'm just
Correct.
saying. It was never on PS3.
There's
Just
your
saying, Colin
organic.
Moriarty. So
There's your organic route.
Yeah.
Right. That qualifies, deal. Great point.
Yeah. So I mean, so let me say this,
Emmanuel
right?
A1, we're gonna find Sega Man because he was supposed to join the show. He gonna get fined something.
It's gonna be a while. He's out there hunting for E-Rock, man. So
that's Pitcairn. It's only 54 people on the Pitcairn Island, so E-Rock is the 55th person. So
well, there's only 55 people because it's so damn hard to get to. Because you can't fly there. You know, you got to take a boat that goes there once every 3 months a year.
And it's dangerous.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So yeah, it would have been great to have Sega. But Sega Man also said he might do something this weekend. So if he does, you'll find
I gotta open up
channel.
I got a clown, dude. I'm full of shit. I feel like J-Rock. I'm full of shit, dude. I'm full of shit for at least 2 months. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but hey man, what a just great day for as an Xbox fan, for the Xbox community. I hope you guys are celebrating the way we are.
Yes.
You know, because listen, Xbox won the generation in 2020. Now it's just unfair. You know, now they're just beating it in, man,
right.
and showing no mercy, and I'm okay with it.
Right,
I'm okay with it.
Right. Allow me to be mad at E-Rock. I'm drinking, dude. I'm almost finished with a whole bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon, dude. I have like less than a half. I've just been drinking straight out the bottle. I'm so happy. And usually I have a nice ass wine glass and shit, you know, drinking my shit. I'm drinking straight from the bottle on this joyous Jason Voorhees occasion.
Boy, you something else today, boy.
Yeah, speaking of Jason Voorhees.
PlayStation hit.
Wow, that is crazy.
that might have been an image J-Rock put up, man. That might have been J-Rock.
Look at that dude with the PlayStation hat, dog. Phil look big as hell, boy.
Sure do, like he's pumping weights or something.
I was trying to put that as the thumbnail, but you know, you put the thumbnail before you do
that
the video.
Would have been a good one.
But it's in horizontal, so yeah, but it's in horizontal, not vertical, so I couldn't get it to fit.
Unlimited, you got to do it. You change the thumbnail, whatever it is, I don't know, but that dude, bruh.
Man,
you brought in his dirty game, boy.
Oh man, but with that, we're gonna start calling it a night. You know, we're gonna give our final thoughts and then start calling it a night, man. But first of all, let me thank Daya because she's the one who hit me up to even do this show. Because she hit me up this morning like, "Hey, you doing something?" Yeah, I guess we could talk about it.
Way to wake them up, dear.
Yeah, because the Unlimited Truth has been missing for a couple weeks, so you know, the truth is always needed. And what better day to do the truth than a day like today, man?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, Tuckmaster, man, let me get your final thoughts and your outro.
Okay, well, this is your boy DJ Tuckmaster, the original Pony Killer. And I'm hoping, might have to change my name up because I think the killing is already done. So,
wow.
So I might have to change my name for that, man, because the killing's already done. I mean, Microsoft already done what they need to do. And if they get any more acquisition, it's going to really just be done for PlayStation. All I got to say is that, I'm just going to feel bad for them. I feel real bad for Sony because what Sony? No, fuck that shit. No, I don't. I mean, what the heck's wrong with me? I don't feel nothing for them. after all the doggone ponies and my doggone job jumped on me, all this and all that,
Right.
Sony this, Sony that. No,
Right.
no, I do not feel bad for Sony at all. It is more the damn ponies I don't feel bad for. And that damn bum right there, MBG, oh, he ain't nothing but a damn bum. Getting people's money and all that stuff and doing 3-hour podcast and all that shit. They ain't talking about a damn thing, just talking about the same damn thing. So no, but as far as I'm concerned, y'all, I am so glad to see what's going on with Microsoft. I am glad that our brand is finally kicking that whole entire. I'm gonna take a line from Della Reese. Oh yeah, I mean, what did she say? Oh, you want to hit people with garbage cans? Oh, now I gotta cut you. So what Microsoft is they cut them and they cut them dry. And that's all I gotta say about that. Della Reese, boy, she was a bad woman in that movie.
Yo.
So she wouldn't play. But I'm glad to see what's going on, and that's really basically about it, y'all. Microsoft, you know, they deserve this. You know, they have all this heat from these ponies and these developers and all that stuff. I mean, not the developers, but the media. And I'm glad to see what's happening. So that's all I got to say about that. And I'm going to say this one more time. Oh, you want to hit people with garbage cans? Oh, now I got to cut you. And that is just what's going on with Sony right now. They're getting their ass cut.
Oh man, that was tough. Greatest outro ever.
Yeah.
So I leave it at that.
Adidas 20 with the $5 said, I wonder if the PS5 can run Ratchet and Freddy on its fast SSD.
Solid shit drive.
Oh.
Yeah, Adidas. No, it's the regular. They have a floppy disk drive, is what they use. Yeah.
So Zink, man, give us your final thoughts, man.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, I represent the chat. Dr. Vodka came with his bullshit. He said, "Other Zink didn't take the bottle out of the bag. If this were a 40, which I almost bought a 40, I would have had it in the bag. Because you know, a bag, if you squeeze it tight, it's like insulation. You know, it's great. But yeah, and shout out to everybody, man. Deploy, Emmanuel, one, everybody that pulled up in the chat. You know, shout out to you guys. That's what I represent. And dear, you can go.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me sit up real quick. I don't really have much to say as far as at the end, but I'll try to fill in what I can. But anyway, I'm Dia4568. You can find me in the chat of our group here. Usually Unlimited, Sega Man, sometimes Sega Forever, you know, of our group. And I don't really have anything positive to say because I can't top this day. But what I can say is look forward to that round table discussion or whatever that they're going to have. I think that's going to be the next big thing to know what the future of ABK under Microsoft is going to look like. And that's going to really help us to start to see the vision that I think Phil has for the studios and the games. Oh, I know he was wearing that Hexen shirt one time, so I'm really curious as to what he wants to put out there. But Phil, I will go and murder you if you don't put out Prototype. I will. I've been asking for Prototype since they announced this. I've been going to different channels saying I want Prototype. So I want Prototype. Please bring that back. I really want that game. I want a reboot of Prototype. I want you can still remaster the old ones, but I want to reboot a Prototype. I want that, okay? So I just had to get that in there because that's something I want.
hey, one last piece of shit from J-Rock at 7:52 p.m. Man, I caught MBG at Party City buying a Master Chief outfit.
What? Oh my God!
When they have this round table?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking forward to. He hasn't said.
Remember that round table talk that he had with Bethesda with ZeniMax?
Yeah, they're going to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, they say a rumor is going around that some games, the first exclusive or something, going to be released. Shadow dropped that day too, so we'll see.
Phil might do that round table on the Unlimited Truth podcast.
Yeah, that would be dope.
He could save it for when it gets close to when Spider-Man drops it.
Hey, Master Dia is on the game, dude. This is a new and improved Dia.
I mean, I'm just saying it could. Just don't be surprised if something like that happens. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What game you talking about?
I'm talking about the round table. Like they could end up announcing.
You remember that round table they had with ZeniMax with Todd Howard and the Bethesda crew?
Yeah, they basically talk about the future of, about the acquisition, what that means to Xbox in the future.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah. So let me. Yeah, so.
I mean, shit. These damn ponies, man. These ponies gonna go crazy because that's gonna take distraction away from Spider-Man if that happens.
Yeah, nobody cares about Spider-Man. All right, so just wait for Sony to do his inflated numbers when that come out, and then they go back talking about Xbox.
Yeah,
like they always do.
Yeah, watch that. The next narrative too. Look out for this. How is they instead of talking about the positives now, they're gonna say how Microsoft is going to damage Activision or something like that. Watch, that's coming out. That's coming out soon.
Or dear, how about this one? Microsoft need a superhero like Spider-Man. Spider-Man got a 97 like Baldur's Gate, so they need a superhero game.
Or COD won't be the same under Microsoft. How is it good or bad that the acquisition happened? Let's talk about it. They're gonna go.
Hey, dear, how about this one? We don't need. I'm tired of Call of Duty every year. Let's make Call of Duty every 3 years.
Right.
If they do that, man, these Sony phones go crazy.
But Microsoft is not going to do that because they're going to want the revenue.
Correct.
They really don't care about COD other than a revenue source. They're looking at other things when it comes to Activision. That's really about it's because they know COD is not going to be on top forever. At some point, the IP is not going to. So they're going to milk it for what they can get out of it while they're creating new IP, while they're getting more acquisitions, while they're growing their ecosystem. That's what they're doing. It's like a cash cow.
Correct. Just like Ballmer said, where are your reserves for returns?
Every 2 years, they're just going to put maps out on them.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm not saying they're not going to put quality into the games. Why they got it, Xbox is going to be Xbox. But, they just look at it in that sense. It's not going to be... They will be prepared when the day comes that COD is not the number one, and they're gonna try to have something to replace it at that time, but I think Microsoft is just always forward thinking. So
listen to it this way, what you just said while Unlimited ends the show. We already have a cash cow in Halo. You already have a cash cow in Xbox Live. Now you have a cash cow in Minecraft. Now you have a cash cow in Call of Duty. All with Sony giving us money, and they're going to put Call of Duty on Nintendo. So they don't have to do nothing but just let the money come in. They have to hire people to count all the money.
That's true. And don't even question how much King brings in. I mean, gosh,
Dear, thank you for catching me in a lie. I forgot to mention, just like Jeremy Brown said, I stand corrected. I didn't mention that. That's
why you're on probation now, Zink, because you didn't.
Shit, you hear this?
Yeah, and before we close it out, I just want to say, good. We won, Xbox fans. Keep enjoying the victory. Keep enjoying the great games. Keep enjoying Game Pass. Keep enjoying all the excellent games that's coming to Game Pass. Listen, there's zero reason to be negative, going forward, because what is there to be upset about? Nothing.
Word.
Let the PlayStation fans be upset. Let them do the crazy rants about how it's a dystopian future that Microsoft dares to own Activision and stuff. Let them do that stuff. Let them be the miserable.
Here's J-Rock Unlimited. I gotta interrupt you. World of Warcraft.
Oh, that's
right.
That's
right. That makes a lot of money.
We always forget
a lot of money.
Yeah, we always forget.
That's ridiculous. Hey, man. You know what? Just like E-Rock said, I'm deleting games, bro. We have to get. Hey, Dia's favorite Ramo. He sent me that Amazon is offering a one terabyte SSDs for $125. Bro, get you one because of stuff
I'm gonna
like
get
this
one
here.
soon. Yeah, I might get one soon.
I'm
shoot.
punching that clock this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows how great it is over here on the Xbox side, you know. So yeah, with that, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Thank you everybody for joining tonight's show. I hope you guys had much fun as we did. The chat, y'all are spectacular as
Fire.
always. Just
Awesome chat.
Yeah, man, just absolutely spectacular. And I noticed it was a real quiet chat in the sense that no fanboys jumped in.
Now one pony. What
I mean,
the heck?
not even the guy I converted on my last show. Where was he at?
Oh man.
It was Dia.
Dude,
It was
they
Dia.
mad.
Dia removed that cross, and
Yeah, man. They out here. They started the Church of Xbox, and now she's leaving people behind.
right. Oh.
Man. I mean, they are nowhere. Now, to be fair, I didn't have the same vitriol I did with Jim Ryan got fired, so I wasn't really looking for it. But I thought at least one would show up.
Yeah,
Nah.
Dude, this is
They-
dark.
Jeez.
Yeah, they look in their wounds somewhere.
You
We
need
have
a
to wait
detective
for-
to find them now, man.
Right,
I don't
we
know
have
where
to-
they at.
Maybe you have to wait for a 100 show. Maybe they'll pull up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he be having like ponies just flowing like a waterfall over there. I'd be like, my gosh,
Yeah.
it's too many over there for me, you know.
Hey, they're gonna be quiet this week.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be kind of.
They're gonna be quiet like church mice this week.
Yeah,
I'm not
they
worried
wait.
about them.
They're waiting for Spider-Man to drop. But
That's
so they can-
what it is.
So
Yeah,
they can pretend they have ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beat that in a weekend to be back to talking about Xbox.
Mhm.
yeah. We're like we always saying, we got the services. We playing Halo Season 5. We playing
That looks good too. It looks so good.
Halo Season 5. Then we playing Forza Motorsports. That
I don't
thing will have
know.
content. I don't know how much download content that game gonna come out. That game is gonna be different by the time they enter bed. It'd be another 7 years till they make another one.
Mhm. I haven't seen this guy Johnny Doom Studio, and he said something good to close the show. Don't forget Sony's mascot Crash Bandicoot. That's part of Xbox now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
what? Man, Sony, man, they are whew,
Down
What a
bad,
terrible-
bro.
what a terrible year they had. My goodness.
It's bad. It's got to be the worst year they've ever had.
Oh,
It's got to be.
No, it's not. It's the best year because you know why?
Hey, Tuck, way to catch us all in a lie. Tuck
Yeah.
caught us all in a lie.
Yeah, it's a good year. It's a good year for them.
Best year.
Keep out about the ass.
hmm Starting
Everything
with
keep
Dia's,
out, and I'm loving it.
starting with Dia's PSVR 2 that she bought.
Are you kidding? I never bought that game.
She said, "Are you
I
kidding?"
knew it wasn't no games coming out for that. I'm like, they
Hey,
barely
what about-
they can't make factions. So how they gonna
Oh.
make it against that?
Hey, Dia also bought that little handheld that they got too.
What'd you say,
What'd
Tuck?
you say, Chuck?
You forgot to tell her that you bought the little handheld. That's
Oh shit! She bought that too. That one little handheld phone that you can't take out the house.
If I bought that, you guys should finish me off. At that point, I'm too far gone. You know.
And no way back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. At that point, you know, you just get the Bible and start an exorcism. You'll have to cast the demon out of
See
her. at that point.
now, see that now I can't go to sleep for about 6 hours.
Yeah, we'll find her crawling up the walls.
Hey, I got one better than that. You also lied about that slim PS5 that she's about to buy.
Bruh. At least we did talk about that.
Yeah, that
Now-
thing. It's just. It's bad. This is a
Now I
bad
gotta
game.
stay up because of Unlimited, dude. I don't play that exorcism stuff.
Now, Dan, with all that being said, you know what? You need to cut me. I'm bringing all that stuff up. You need about Delarice to A.
Now I got to cut you.
Yeah, you gotta cut. Because you sit up there lying on me, boy.
I really lost it though when Eddie Murphy pulled out the gun. She's like, "Oh, you gonna pull out a gun on me? Huh? Here, shoot my pinky toe."
Pinky toe. Yes.
I was like rolling.
Hey, relax, dear.
What Red Fox said. Oh, you went and shot it, she still be kicking your ass.
Hey, y'all need to relax. Hey, Unlimited wasn't born yet, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He's a baby, you know.
Was born.
And we're in Shady Acres Productions, according to 2 men.
That's right.
All right, guys. So, guys. So you guys have a great weekend. Next time we won't be doing a show from the retirement home.
Oh my!
You guys have a good night, and we are out.
Peace.